playing the first Dead Space game and being so terrified that I would make my boyfriend at the time hang out with me while I played just so I wouldn't be that scared. Yeah, whatever. I'm a chick. I'm allowed to be scared of video games. The story takes place after Dead Space 2, following the unluckiest engineer ever, Clarke, as he protects the human race from the Necromorph plague and the mysterious artifacts known as the Markers. You'll also see Isaac's ex-girlfriend Ellie, with barely a mention of her new glass eye from the previous game Dead Space 2, and her new boob job. I don't know if anyone really noticed, but they're fucking huge now. She's got a new man now who's a total douche, and his name's Norton, and of course they have it out for each other since they're in love with the same chick.
Good to see you made it, Isaac. You know, maybe we should give you two some time alone, huh?
What the hell does that mean?
It means, for someone who's in the past, you're awfully glad to see him.
We need him. This mission needs
Come on,
him.
we need him or you need him?
Hey, you got something to say to me, Captain?
Stop. Just stop.
The little love drama triangle story is a little bit bleak, but it tends to blend everything together throughout the whole storyline. The story might not be the best for the game, but the weapons and the combat definitely are. One of the major new things about Dead Space 3 is that there's now cooperative gameplay. Yay! So I played this whole game with a friend of mine who plays as John Carver, who kind of reminds me of Dom from Gears of War. I don't know if it's just me, he seems very Dom-like.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't be. We're not friends.
Another new feature about the game is the weapon crafting bench. It is awesome. So while you're playing the game, you'll be collecting different parts for weapons or materials that you'll need. And you can also collect things using your little Wally bot. That's what I call them. So whenever there's a hot spot, you can put him down and he'll collect different materials for you and he'll meet you back at the bench. You'll come to these benches periodically within the game, and then once you collect all your parts, you can make whatever kind of weapon that you want.
My personal favorite, the torso slicer.
If you're not sure that the weapon that you just crafted is going to be good enough to fight against the Necromorph, you can go to the main menu and go to a battle arena and test out that weapon that you just crafted into, you know, a whole bunch of aliens without actually having to die within the game. Because trust me, I made some really shitty weapons and didn't really realize, I'm like, oh, I thought that would be badass. And then you of course start playing and you start dying a lot and you're like, oh fuck.
This seriously has to be one of the best deaths I think I've ever seen in a game. Look at it. Oh, it's so awesome.
So you can light them on fire, you can freeze them, you can bomb them, you can grenade them, you can even acid grenade them. Whatever floats your boat. Trust me, these weapons can be pretty badass. The combat system's really good. I actually quite liked it, even though it did seem very Gears of War-like there. Oh, except for when you're soaring around in space. That's my favorite part. I'm like, holy shit, I'm in space. The one really cool thing about the combat system is that you can slow enemies down with the slow-mo inducing stasis and the gravity manipulating kinesis. You can shoot off body parts of any of the enemies and then take that body part and shoot it right back at them. It's pretty sweet.
Or you can be like me, take the body part and put him in the fire. And you can also move this guy and boink.
The atmosphere and the environment in this game is completely astonishing. Apparently it's best on Xbox and PC, because PlayStation 3 had apparently some frame rate issues. Can't wait for that PS4! Everything was filled with fantastic detail and amazing scenery. It was super spooky, especially when you're playing solo, and it would startle me even though I thought I knew it was coming, and I'd be like sitting around waiting for the elevator, and then all of a sudden, wah! I really love the fact that you stomp on everything like a one-footed kid having a tantrum in order to collect everything. Like you'll kill an enemy and then you have to stomp on them and you can get extra shit, or you'll see boxes and you'll stomp on it, and it's fucking funny.
But for that to happen, Isaac must die. The future of our religion, of our very race, depends upon it. Stop him at any cost, or be praised.
The variety with the enemies is awesome. There are some enemies that you can't even kill. All you can do is slow them down with your stasis and then you have to run away. And there's also this other enemy, I don't even know what it's called, but it has this horrid sound, and every time I heard it, I literally cringed. I could hear it from the distance being like, eh! I fucking hated that one. They break up the gameplay with a lot of puzzles in there as well. So you can move things around, you can move big things around, and you can also collect a bunch of different parts to put things together that you'll need for, you know, that kind of stuff. Which is awesome because I love me some puzzles. And there's also auto logs everywhere, so you can get a little bit of a background story while you're playing the game, which is fantastic.
You also play a form of Tetris while your partner has to fend off all the enemies.
The gameplay for Dead Space 3 is about 50 to 20 hours, give or take, when you do all the side missions and try to collect everything within the game. The only thing is with those side missions, or optional missions, is that there is a fuck ton of backtracking, and I'm not even exaggerating. So there's some parts where you really feel like deja vu and it becomes repetitive very quickly. Overall, I had a blast playing this game, and mostly because of the fact that I got to play with a friend of mine, which is awesome. I love doing co-op gameplay with friends. But the side missions did make it seem repetitive after a while, but you know what? The whole game experience, even if I played by myself, I probably still would have loved it.
Dead Space 3 uses elevators in order to mask their loading screens. So in the beginning, it kind of starts off like this while you're just, you know, chill, hanging out. Halfway through, you start getting a little bit silly. Near the end, you pretty much just want to kill each other.
The atmosphere and the environment are spectacular, and the combat's really good, and the weapon crafting system is brilliant. It's going to be a real hit and miss whether the fans are going to like it or not. Because it is slightly different from the previous games, but I still think it was really well done. And the newcomers, I think they're gonna really like it. It doesn't seem, you know what I mean? Doesn't seem to be anything that was completely wrong with it, but so I give this a must buy, but you can probably wait for the price to go down a little bit. Thanks for watching my review. Subscribe to my channel, The Nerdy Netty. Follow me on Twitter @NerdyNetty. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/TheNerdyNetty, and check out my website, thenerdynetty.com. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll see you soon.